All right, what do we got here? Trump still trying to do everything possible to deflect from the Epstein files that he's definitely in, and he's trying to just deflect. Like at this point, are we just? I think he's decided to sort of settle on the strategy of fling as much shit as possible on the at the wall until maybe something sticks with his like lump and prole sort of base or something. But hey, what do we got here? So he wants to go after Rosie O'Donnell. I don't. Why the fuck does he want to go after Rosie O'Donnell in particular? Like I don't understand. This is like some 20-year-old beef that he has with like specifically Rosie O'Donnell. I think she's like an Irish citizen, probably made fun of Trump or something, and then he got it in his fucking fifis about it. All I know is that in response, Rosie O'Donnell just roasted the absolute living fuck out of him, and it was really, really funny. Keep in mind, Rosie O'Donnell is a naturalized citizen. She was from Ireland, and she's like, I don't know if she's like an extra from like movies or something. No, she's like a main character, like a side character from like in like movies that I have never fucking heard of in my life. So, eh. She was an actor though. So, the fact that he's still like so triggered about this is very very fucking funny to me. But again, he's just doing this because he's just well, it's because of the Epstein files. He's throwing as much red meat as possible out to his base and seeing what they're gonna bite on. And I don't think it's really really not going to work. Oh, honestly, exactly there, Alex. Yeah, you know what's funny? It seems like he's the one that's floundering now. Like he refuses to move on. And the fact that like it's so fucking obvious that he doesn't want to fucking move on from it makes it such that people are going to keep talking about the Epstein files. There was like okay, there's like prominent a botnet accounts that exist for fucking Donald Trump, right? To push just like stupid idiot like whatever talking points and propaganda under like pages and stuff like that. Hardly post anything themselves, and otherwise they're just like robotic reply guys. You can pick them out. It's fairly fucking easy. And a lot of them were sending very confused mixed messagings saying like, "Oh, it needs to be released the Epstein files." And some of them saying like, "No, like Donald Trump like they're trying to defend Donald Trump saying like, "No, like he's already like done everything. There's like no Epstein client list or some stuff." It's really 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 funny. Oh, well, yeah, exactly, Alex. Like, Netanyahu has been in the politics game for decades, right? Not unlike Trump, who's just like a sort of like general oafish buffoon who just wants to have like things go his way. That's really about it. And will just use certain things in order to be able to get what he wants. And then otherwise, well, he'll just discard them if he doesn't find like it really sort of like suits his particular purposes. That's been Donald Trump's whole sort of like modus operandi ever since he's been on like existence or something. I don't know. Ever since he was born, ever since he's been in business. That's just like the name of the game for him. But because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interest of our great country, like one fucking individual, not in the interest of America, just because she makes fun of it. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. If he's actually able to fucking do that, who's to say that he couldn't just do it to like anybody else? Just kind of randomly. If you just say like, I don't know, like Donald Trump is a fucking stupid orange buffoon and a loser and he should go fuck himself. He can just like be like, okay, well, I'm gonna take away your citizenship and deport you. Like, it's really crazy that it's just complete utter thin skinnedness, loser fucking mentality. She is a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland if they want her. God bless America. This is really fucking pathetic, man. Like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, are you for real? You're that fucking triggered over Rosie O'Donnell just because she, like, pokes fun at your goofy ass every single time. It's it's pathetic. And everyone's just gonna look at this and be like, bro, Jesus. This is some of the most loser shit on the fucking planet. And then they remind themselves, like, why he's even acting this way. It's all for the fucking Epstein files. And here, talk about what? The Washington Commanders, and I don't know what fucking Cleveland decided to rename themselves after the Indians, which was obviously fucking racist. Like, duh. Like, the Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. The only reason why he wants to do this is because he can administer DC himself, so he'll probably like try to force this through for some reason. Cleveland Guardians. Thank you, Boy Me Spinning. I love sports. I'm a very big sports enjoyer, clearly. Donald Trump, like, wading into this, pretending like he cares about sports, he doesn't give a fuck about this. Again, this is all a distraction. He wants people to not pay attention to the fucking Epstein files, right? Because that's still swirling around in the fucking news, because there's been some recent stuff that's been popping up, that's popped up about this. So, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. There's a big clamoring for this. Sure. Maybe with, like, botnet accounts or some shit. Sure. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past, our great Indian Okay, here's the funny thing about this is I don't know if he's talking about like actual Indians or if he's talking about indigenous people. That's like the funniest thing about this. Jesus Christ. Like, seriously, like, counterpoint. What if it was just called the Cleveland Whites? Or the Cleveland Blacks? Or the Washington Whites? Or some shit. Oh, 1000%. Because he definitely doesn't know the fucking difference. Because he himself is a fucking racist. Like, but yeah, just to, like, engage with this hypothetical for, like, 3 fucking seconds. Just, like, think about it if there was, like, a team out there, whether it be NFL or baseball, that had the particular name of like a race or ethnicity, like the whites or the blacks or the Asians or some shit. Everyone would be like, wow, that's incredibly fucking patronizing. Like, what the fuck is this, you know? So, Jesus. Is there really any indigenous people that are clamoring for the return of the Cleveland fucking Indians? Like, keep in mind, like, this is what their fucking logo looks like, okay? Cleveland Indians. This is what it fucking looks like. It used to be called Chief Wahoo. Now, there are other fucking hockey teams that are, or like other sports teams that have these sort of like interpretations of what do you call it? Like sort of like indigenous representations, right? So again, the reason why these two are racist in particular is because, well, first off, the name being called Indian when they're not Indians, that's like some settler colonial fucking shit from the 1500s and 1600s. So that's why that people don't like them being called Indians, because they are indigenous people, indigenous to the land. So we have also the Washington Redskins, which is another sort of like racist interpretation for what they were called. Thank you for giving me that. Look, that was the example that I was immediately going to go to, Alex, was the Chicago Blackhawks. They have permission to use the interpretation of the chieftain here for the Chicago Blackhawks. The team got the permission from tribal, I don't know which, probably the Blackhawk tribe or some shit. That's a tribe, right? I think it's a tribe. I could be wrong about that. They got permission to fucking use this. So that's why they're okay with this logo and everything. They asked the tribe if this was okay, and they were just like, sure, you can do that. Fuck it. And it's just like, okay, thanks. And so they use that as their fucking branding, which is totally fine. People don't have a problem with the Chicago Blackhawks. There's other teams like this as well that got the permission of local tribal leaders, and they were just like, okay, sounds good. And then they use that, which is fine. No problem. No problemo whatsoever. But no one's clamoring for the return of the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Redskins because it's just like stupid racist interpretations of, well, indigenous people. Their heritage and prestige is systemically being taken away from them.
Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We're a country of passion and common sense.
Yet you're doing everything possible in order to have people not pay attention to the fucking Epstein files. Quick reminder, as always, that's why he's just completely trying to throw all this shit on the wall in order to distract people.
Owners, get it done.
So he's still like going on about this. So he's trying to threaten to block a stadium deal for the Washington Commanders because this is like he has complete jurisdiction, not complete jurisdiction, but jurisdiction over Washington D.C. So he can have a part to sort of like fuck with this for some reason. Again, the purpose of him doing this is to distract people and to get people talking about anything else besides the Epstein files. Again, he's the specter of Epstein continues to haunt over Donald Trump. That's why he's talking about this stuff. Never let him forget that. This is about Epstein, 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 Epstein.
My statement on the Washington Redskins has totally blown up.
Yeah, in your echo chamber social media platform. Sure, man.
But only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders.
Aren't they doing like pretty decent? I heard from like Majority Report that they're apparently doing pretty well in football. And, why get rid of that good mojo from changing the name to the Commanders? Why get rid of that? It's purely superstition that I'm basing off of. But, a lot of people who like sports operate off of superstition. So, fuck it. Why not?
I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington.
Why? That's literally their home turf. Like, where else would they fucking build it? In, like, Maryland? What? That's... There's... Where is the current Washington Commanders, like, stadium? I'm curious. Washington Commanders Stadium? Location. Where is it currently? It should be in, Washington, D.C., right? Northwest Stadium? Is that what the name of the stadium is? It's very strange. Yeah, it's in D.C. But it's already in D.C. Are they trying to build a new stadium? I guess they're trying to build a new stadium. Where the fuck else are they going to build it? What, in Maryland? In Virginia? Like, where are they going to put this? Like, do people broadly speaking understand just how fucking stupid this shit is? Again, distraction from the Epstein files. That's why. You know what's hilarious? That kind of racism might be seen as obscene once upon a time, but during an ongoing ethnic cleansing, this is nothing. It's just a Tuesday. Exactly. Like, it's just... It's a broader byproduct of the sort of, like, social economic malaise that we are currently finding ourselves in, right? Like, I've talked about this before.
The team would be much more valuable.
Would it? Would it? You're in Washington, D.C., heavily fucking Democrat. Eh? I don't think so.
And the deal would be more exciting for everyone. Cleveland should do the same with the Cleveland Indians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change.
Really? Again, distraction, 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 red meat, red meat, red meat, shit fling, shit fling, shit fling. That's the whole point of him doing this.
What he doesn't understand is that if he changed the name back to the Cleveland Indians, he might actually win an election.
Would he? What do you mean? Okay.
Indians are being treated very unfairly.
Yeah, by people like you fucking dumbass. And I don't think anyone would be very appreciative of them being called fucking Indians. Didn't indigenous people fucking vote overwhelmingly for Democrats during the last election? They don't like fucking Donald Trump all that much. This is not ingratiating you with them, to be honest, Mr. President. So personally, as your lawyer, as your campaign advisor, you should keep doing this.
Make Indians great again. MIGA.
Dude, it's like make Iran great again. It's so fucking stupid, man. Again, it's just a distraction. That's why he's fucking doing this. And again, he's just saying he's calling indigenous people Indians because he's a fucking racist. Like, that's the only reason why. But what? Final fucking meme as a whole part of the sort of distractionary sort of technique. So now I think he got like Tulsi Gabbard to try to find evidence that Obama, as a part of like writing the Epstein files, what he did was illegal. There's like no basis or evidence for this whatsoever. Again, it's a fucking distraction. So what? AI video of him having President Obama as he watches in glee. Trump's obsession with Obama is disturbing to see the least. It's probably because Obama was an actual successful, popular, and well-liked president. I mean, that's certainly a part of it, but no. Again, it's a distraction. That's why. He's just saying this shit because, again, he doesn't want people continuing to look into the Epstein files, so he's trying to throw red meat at the base to get them fucking distracted and talking about anything else besides Epstein. Like, again, keep in mind, this is also the same dude who truthed out. Let me go find this real quick. Trump, stop looking into Epstein. Like, quite literally, he said this shit, dude.
Is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So can you resolve whether or not he did? And also, can you say why there was a minute missing from Jailhouse Tape on the latest?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I just interrupt for a second. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
I wonder why he's saying this. Oh, because you said you'd promise you'd release the Epstein files. That's why. And now you're getting fucking buyer's remorse? Okay. Very, very cool. Very good. We love that. Very fantastic. So, again, he posts this dumbass AI video. You know, Trump guys are number one. Alright, YMCA. Thank you. Very cool. So, yeah, he, like, the FBI... I think this was probably when he was sitting there about to get inaugurated, sitting there with Obama, is what the AI video is basing this off of, and the FBI just randomly come in and arrest Obama. Because, again, he has, like, some schizophrenic conspiracy theory that he tried to make fucking Tulsi Gabbard conjure up, saying that Obama was the one who's really responsible for the Epstein files, and he's trying to say that Obama is a traitor for writing the fucking Epstein files. That's, like, why. And so, oh, look, Obama's in jail. What did he do? Nothing. Because he wasn't the one who wrote the fucking Epstein files. Again... Investigations into Epstein were happening and started during the Bush administration in 2003. Like, this is not the fucking dunk that you think it is. But here we go. It comes up also here because, again, the news keeps asking about it. They keep fucking talking about it. But what? He's with the Philippine president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. That fucking freak as well. What do we got here?
But what we found is even more so. Now, we found absolute, this isn't like evidence, this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup.
I think he's wanted... He handed power to you, like, no problem, dude. Like, in what way is this a fucking coup? Again, like, what, like... It's just old man rambling.
Please stop looking into Epstein. Please, I beg of you, don't look into Epstein any further. I'm totally not being incriminated at all by Epstein. Please, please, please don't look into it anymore.
That's why he's fucking saying this shit. He's trying to throw everything to the base possible to get them distracted. And he's trying to pull out the big guns with fucking Obama and shit like that. Again, big birther conspiracist over here, but he's a huge Obama birther conspiracist guy.
And it was with Hillary Clinton, with all these other people, but Obama headed it up. And, you know, I get a kick when I hear everyone talks about people I never even heard of. It was this one. No, it was Obama.
Like what people you've never heard? What, like Ghislaine Maxwell? You literally wished her good luck in her fucking trial like 4 years ago. What the fuck are you talking about? You've known... about Epstein, like, you've known him for like 30 years, bro. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't want any of this shit to be revealed. It's crazy.
He headed it up. And it says so right in the papers. Got everything. Got everything. This is the biggest scandal in the history of our country. And it really goes on.
Yeah, dude, not you actually being in the fucking Epstein files and stuff like that. Sure, man. Here's another fucking thing that's potentially pretty fucking incriminating. Some new images that have come out with Epstein at your fucking wedding in 1993. Wee. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. And these are things that have just recently come out. Hey, Trump, why is Epstein there? Oh, that's a little weird. That's very cool. Wait. And here's another fucking thing. Breaking. From the Krasenstein brothers. What do you got for me? Trump and Jeffrey Epstein hanging out at the 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show. The reason why this is relevant is because the CEO of Victoria's Secret was the finance manager for Jeffrey Epstein. So there's a reason why this is, well, pretty fucking relevant. And this just released new video of Trump and Jeffrey Epstein hanging out at the fucking Victoria's Secret fashion show. Wee! Yikes! What do we got here? Yeah, that's Epstein. And there's Trump. In 1999. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! That's cool. That's great. Keep throwing shit at the wall, my dude. We're talking about, like, Obama and all this fucking shit. Very, very cool and very, very good, Donald. Like, he's totally not coping and fucking seething about this. Is that Melania? I think that's Melania, isn't it? I have no idea. I can't really tell. It looks like Melania. I'm going to assume that's Melania. Very cool and very good. So, yeah, hey, Trump, you want to keep, like, throwing random shit at the wall? You know, because it's turning out to be very, very effective. That's why he's saying the fucking things that he's saying. Because, again, he is in the fucking files. He's had an association with Epstein for at least 30 years. And the only reason why it's sort of degenerated recently is because of the fact that people are starting to fucking follow the stink that's on the shit. That's why. And are starting to follow the line and be like, oh yeah, he probably did some shit with Jeffrey Epstein. And we already know Jim Acosta, who was former Attorney General of, Florida, who could have been looking into this, was your labor secretary during your first term. Same with Pam Bondi. She was also the former AG of fucking Florida, who also was potentially looking into the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Is now in your fucking administration. Well, that's a little interesting, isn't it? And Jeffrey Epstein, convicted, and also was made to make suicide during your administration in 2019. That was all under your watch, buddy. So again, it makes perfect sense for people to be extremely fucking suspicious of you in this particular case. And you trying to do all these like stupid deflections is going to make people even more suspicious. Again, caught in 4 million K. Caught. Everyone spam caught. Just fucking start spamming the fuck out of it. That's why you're fucking saying the things that you're saying. You're trying to throw as much shit on the wall to see what sticks. You know, Rosie O'Donnell, again, with your particular connection, the stupid baseball teams and football teams, Obama conspiracism. You're trying to do everything possible for people to not look any further into the Epstein files. Again, very, very important quick reminder. This is about Epstein. This is about Epstein. This is about Epstein. The specter of Epstein continues to hang over fucking Donald Trump's, I don't know, like orange, like, suit that he pilots around or some shit. Old man sort of, like, brain leaking out of his ears in order to try to do everything possible to, like, not be found out as a potential sex abuser. So, you know, as expected from old man Trump, who's trying to do everything possible to try to cover his tracks and doing a really bad job at it. You know, Streisand affecting himself, to be quite honest. He's doing everything possible to make it such that people don't look into Epstein. And, well, because he's more than likely implicated in the fucking Epstein files. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that.